was supposed to be a celebration for my son's 18th birthday, but instead, a mom and a wife and a grandma and a sister and a daughter lost her life that day.
When we arrived here to the driveway to make our left-hand turn, we did as normal, checked for traffic up the road, nothing in our vision, started our turn when suddenly this high-speed car topped the hill and plowed right into our right-hand side. He hit us in the rear quarter, back door, wheel, spun us around, crashed us into the embankment down here. Things threw out of the car, clean to the house. He spun around and ended up 400 plus feet down into the park where he finally came to a rest.
On that day, it was his 18th birthday. It was his first day off of GDL, so he was able to have more than one kid in the car with him, and of course he chose his two best friends to go to a restaurant to celebrate birthday with family. We were all meeting there, and it just didn't go the way it was supposed to go. It changed everyone's lives. It changed that family. It changed these three kids. It changed all of us forever. I cried for 7 months almost every day, and I don't know exactly why I stopped, but my heart is broken for that family and for what happened to my son and for what happened to the other kids and their families.
When we didn't go up the ramp and we went around the roundabout, I didn't know what was going on. I was real confused. I couldn't hear anything that they were talking about because I was sitting in the back seat with the music. And we turned off to Portage, and I knew something bad was going to happen because something didn't feel right. I felt the car accelerate, and I knew what the general idea was, and I just didn't want to be any part of it, so I dug my face in my phone and just hoped it was going to be over soon. I don't remember much about the crash itself, but I just remember hearing a large shatter, being in an immense pain, spinning a couple 100 yards down a hill, and wanting to sit in the car and just lay there because I didn't want to move because everything hurt.
Before Andy left to pick up his friends, I actually said to him, "Do I have to give you a speech about having extra kids in your car?" And he said, "No, Mom." And he was the kid that was always the responsible one out of all of his friends. He wasn't a drinker, he wasn't a smoker, he wasn't the rowdy kid, he wasn't the kid who got in trouble, he was the good kid. Everybody likes him. The teachers liked him. He liked to make people laugh. And he's not like that anymore. He's just different. He's very somber. He's very stressed. He's just not the same.
My mom always wanted me to be a safe driver. I never sped. I drove like her, you know, like my sister always said, you know, you drive like Mom, or, you know, like a grandma kind of thing. But I don't know, my mom taught me to drive, you know, the speed limit and try to drive properly, how you should, and that's what I did. I didn't like driving in places that I didn't really know, so I just tried to stay where I knew, like I could be comfortable driving. And on that day, I was going to take my normal route. I actually had my blinker on to get onto Highway 51, and my friend said, "Wait, go this way." I was like, "Wait, why?" And I shut my blinker off and I kept going. I was like, "Why are we going to Portage Road? Like, why not just take this way?" And he said, "There's a spot that I know that we can go and see how fast your car goes." It was a new car, he was just wondering, you know, we were guys. And I said, "I don't know, the speed limit." And I'd never gone over like 60 or 70, whatever the speed limit on the interstate was. He said, "You know, well, let's go out there." And I really wasn't thinking, and I was like, okay. And my main concern was if the road was straight. I really wasn't thinking. That was the only thing that I thought of. Just going fast, it didn't seem, I guess I just didn't think, I didn't realize that it was as bad of an idea as it really was. So we went out there, and when we got to Portage Road, we drove a little ways to the spot where he said we should go to. And he said, okay, this is it, so go, kind of thing. We started going. I was, I think, paying attention to the RPMs, trying to shift and stuff. And then I looked up and I said, okay, there's this hill. You know, I said, is the hill, you know, is it straight on the other side? And he said it was straight. So we figured, you know, what could happen? You're going straight. As long as you don't jerk the wheel or something, you know, nothing could happen. The thought of a car turning in front of me never crossed my mind.
I've pulled into this driveway for 19 years and 10 months without an incident. And one day, just like that, it's all over. Boom, done.
I think about the accident every day. Every day I wish that I could go back and smack myself in the face or, you know, tell myself, hey kid, this is not a good idea, you know, this is what could happen. And, you know, you sit there and you think about, you know, what could I have done differently, you know, what could I go back and do to stop it, over and over and over again. And every single time you just come back to, dude, nothing. You can't go back and change it. It's in the past. There's nothing you can do that will ever fix what you did. You know, someone lost their life because of this. That's, nothing worse can happen. That's the worst thing that could happen.
What happened that day definitely was a result of peer pressure. Andy wouldn't have even been on that road. He had never driven on that road.
You don't think that it's peer pressure. You just don't think about it. You know it's wrong, but you do it anyway. With your friends, you know, you don't think that it's wrong. You know, you're with your friends. You're safe. You know, usually you trust your friends. You don't expect them to steer you in the wrong direction. They may not even mean to, you know. I don't think he meant anything wrong to me or anyone. But, you know, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who's in the car. You know, I was the one driving. I made the decision to go do it. It's not their fault. So I think I'm guilty. I'm the only one that is to blame.
When you're the person in this car asking this driver to do something that's foolish, and you know that it's foolish, you are as guilty as that young man behind the wheel or that young lady behind the wheel. You are the one that should be punished as well as him, because your ability to pressure was wrong.
Andy didn't really want to do this at all. He just figured, okay, might as well get it over with. And my biggest regret is knowing that if I had said anything, I can guarantee you we wouldn't have been in that situation. I take it as my personal responsibility. Even though I was marked as a victim, I could have done something to stop it, and I didn't.
Anybody watching this video, I need you to know that a vehicle is a weapon. For me, you know, is the car I love, you know, I never thought would hurt anyone. But it became a fatal weapon. One thing I've learned is every single decision you make behind the wheel of a car has a consequence.
It was crushing for us to have Andy go to jail, and yet at the same time there's a family that is hurting and sad, and I'm sad for them. And it's not what you want to have happen. It's not how you want to be defined. It's not where you want your life to go. It's not what you expect to happen, and it's the unexpected that you have to be thinking about.
Because of the risky and careless driving of this young man, I lost my wife right out here in this driveway of my home, which I have to see every day of my life now is right here where she lost her life. Too often, the innocent people are the victims, like my wife and I. In a crash like this, you just lose it. Things are taken away from you instantly, and we were the innocent party.